Hey, good evening, baseball fans. Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming, and it is time to revisit the dead ball era as we conclude our sprint to the 1908 pennant, a very exciting pennant race in both leagues, especially in the National League as the Giants, Cubs, and Pirates battled it down to the wire. And we are up to September 29th, and in tonight's game, the Phillies invade the Polo grounds to take on Christy Mathewson and the Giants, with the Giants trailing the Cubs by only half a game and a chance to pull even with the Cubs still to play. So our pitchers tonight, again, Mathewson for the Giants, and we will roll for stuff. And Matty's going to have his average B stuff. George McQuillan on the mound for the Phils, and he has his regular stuff as well. So we'll get straight to the lineups for the Phillies. Leading off, Eddie Grant at third, Otto Kanabe at second, John Titus in right, Sherry McGee in left, Kitty Bransfield, a former Pirate, at first, Fred Osborne in center, Dave Sheen at short, Red Doohan, a very good defensive catcher, has a strong arm behind the dish, and of course George McQuillan on the hill. For the Giants, it will be Fred Tenney at first, Buck Herzog at second, Roger Bresnahan behind the dish, Moose McCormick in left, Cy Seymour in center, Art Devlin at third, and Shad Berry gets a start in right with Mike Donlin getting the day off. Al Bridwell at short, and Big Six, Christy Mathewson on the mound. We are ready to go. What's up, Matt? Welcome to the park. Tonight's seventh inning fun fact will be a little bit about the New York lifestyle circa 1908 to give you a little bit of an idea of the flavor of the time. So we're going to get straight to the action. Matty facing Eddie Grant, and we are underway, and Grant's going to lead this off with a single. So the Phillies looking to do damage early, and they are going to go straight after Mathewson. A sacrifice hit, Kanabe, and Kanabe lays that down. That's going to be fielded by the catcher, so Bresnahan goes to first. 2-3 on the putout, and the Phillies with a runner in scoring position, playing small ball, of course, which is style of play that the dead ball era went by, and especially embraced by John McGraw, the Giants manager. So John Titus, third batter up. And that's going to be 56, and that's going to Mathewson's card. Swing and a miss. Big Six with a screwball, 2 down. And Sherry McGee, future Brooklyn Dodger, will look to give the Phillies a lead here. Here comes the pitch, and 36 going off of Matty's card. That's going to end the inning. That'll be a pop fly, and Bresnahan behind the plate pulls that in. Side is retired, so a leadoff single stranded at second base, and we head to the bottom of the first with no score. It's going to be Tenney, Herzog, and Bresnahan for the G-men. McQuillan finishes his warm-up tosses, and we are underway. 43, that's going to be off McQuillan's card. That's going to be a ground ball back to him. He flips it over to first base, and squeezing it at first is Kitty Bransfield. So 1 down to start the day for the Giants as Buck Herzog steps up. As a reminder, we are keeping stats from the Merkle game on. Christy Mathewson, that he actually won his 35th game in real life. He is one behind that in the replay. He's going for win number 34 tonight. Here comes the pitch to Herzog, and Herzog, that's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop, and gobbling that up at short for the Phils is Sheen. Whips it over to first base, and 2 quick outs to start the first for the homestanding Giants. As Roger Bresnahan steps in. Kicks and delivers, McQuillan and Bresnahan right back up the middle, a 2-out single, and the Giants are in business. Looking for a little 2-out magic here as Moose McCormick, the left-hander, steps in against McQuillan. Here comes a pitch by McQuillan, 56, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. Moose McCormick going for a long ball and nothing but air. So the Giants go down. Single hit, no runs, no errors. They leave 1. We head to the top of the second inning, still no score. And it will be Bransfield, Osborne, and Sheen for the Phillies. Christy Mathewson gets a sign, kicks, delivers, And that's going to be a fly ball into left field. And going back a few steps to pull that in is McCormick, 1 down. Fred Osborne steps up, a 267 hitter, which is fair for 1908. Matheson kicks and deals, and it's going to be a ground ball down to first base. Tenney plucks that up on the 3rd hop. He's going to take it himself. The unassisted put out. 2 up, 2 down to start the second inning, for Matheson. Shortstop Dave Sheen steps in now. Here comes a pitch, and Sheen, frozen by the screwball, nips the inside corner. Strike 3 called as the fields go down in order in the second. Heading to the bottom of the frame, looking for our first score of the game. And for the Giants, it's going to be Seymour, Devlin, and Shad Berry. And here comes a pitch to Seymour, and Seymour, ground ball down to second base, and ranging behind the bag is Kanabe, whips it over to first. And Seymour retired to start the second. Art Devlin, the batter. 66, and Devlin, that's going to be a split chance. He's going to drive that into the gap in left center, and he'll be on second base, a stand-up double. So the Giants need to capitalize on that well-struck ball by Devlin. 1 down, runner on second base for Shad Berry. And here comes a pitch from Berry, and that is going to be right-handed hitter. Ground ball down to third base. Runner on second's going to hold. 5-3 on the putout. So 2 down, and it's going to be up to Bridwell to try and get the Giants on the scoreboard first in this one. Quillen gets a sign, kicks, delivers, and 52. We are going to the defensive chart. And 52, a potential error on the second baseman, and at second base, Kanabe. He is an 8, and he is indeed going to boot that. That'll be a 1-base error, our first of the game. So runners at the corner, courtesy of the E4, and that's going to bring up the pitcher spot, and Christy Mathewson. I knew you'd be here. IDJ cannot avoid the dead ball games. You don't have to look very hard with me, buddy. Mathewson, he hit 155 in 1908, so advantage McQuillan. Here comes a pitch, 62, and that's going to end the inning as Matty grounds that back to McQuillan, makes the easy throw to first base. 2-hand catch at first by Bransfield, and the side is retired, so the Giants get a hit, strand 2, as Philly survives an error. We head to the top of the third, no score in this one. And it's going to be a Doohan, the pitcher spot, and top of the order for the Fighting Phils in inning number 3. Here we go. Mathewson gets a sign, and fastball, that's going to be driven into right field, and hardly having to move out in right is Shad Berry. Tosses it back into the infield, 1 down from McQuillan. Phillies pitcher digs in, and Matty kicks and delivers, 46, and that's going to go to the ballpark, and no home run possible, and 2 at the Polo grounds. That would have been a home run, 1-2. Instead, that's going to be a deep fly out to center field, going way back by the clubhouse to pull that in is Cy Seymour. And thus far, we've only had a single home run hit in the replay of all the games we've played since September 23rd. That was almost number 2, as back to the top of the order, Eddie Grant. And here comes a pitch to Grant. Matty breaks off a curveball. That's a ground ball down to second base, and ranging into the hole is Herzog, whips it to first base, and side is retired. So another 3-up, 3-down inning for Matty and the Giants as we head to the bottom of the third, looking for our first score. You know what? I like it. I really do. It's a fun game. It's simple to play. If you do get it, you definitely have to get the fast action cards. To me, they add a lot more flavor, and I don't like charts. Also, I've used the Lewis die roller for the fast action cards, and that gives you a little bit more variety. But yeah, either way, I would play with either of those instead of the charts. The only thing I really don't like is I'd like a more expanded split factor in the game. The split factor is very minimal in terms of lefty versus righty. Really, that's my only complaint with it, though, so far. Again, a very easy, fun game to play. And it looks like a 50-50 game, but just like we were talking about triple play in your chat, it really isn't. It's got some nuances that the cards introduce, as well as a difference in ratings on the pitcher cards, which definitely adds a unique flavor to it. So, yeah, I give it a definite thumbs up. Probably right behind inside pitch and payoff pitch in my preferred baseball games right now. So Tenney set to lead it off for the Giants here in the third. And here comes a pitch from McQuillan. And Tenney, it's going to be a looping fly ball into right field and ranging near the line to pull that in as Titus. One down. That's going to bring up Buck Herzog. And the Giants second baseman grounded out to short his first time up. And Herzog, 13, he's going to draw a base on balls, and he will be stealing. And again, behind the dish, Doohan has a very good arm, so that's going to be -2, 13 or less, and 14. The arm comes into play. There's one of those subtleties, and just nipping him at second base. A great throw by Doohan. So that's going to be 2 down, nobody on, and that brings. And 12 for Bresnahan, and Bresnahan's going to draw a base on balls as well. The game and the inning for McQuillan. Brings up the cleanup spot, Moose McCormick. McCormick struck out his first time up. Here comes a pitch from McQuillan and McCormick. That's going to be the third ground ball back to the pitcher in this game. Another easy put out as McQuillan goes to Bransfield. So the Giants, no hits, no runs, no errors, a couple of walks. They leave one. We're through 3. It is scoreless as we head to the top of the fourth. For the Phillies, it's going to be Kanabe, Titus, and the cleanup hitter, Sherry McGee. Here we go. Matty gets the sign and delivers. It's going to be a ground ball down to second base. Herzog with a routine play, whips it to first. Tenney puts the squeeze on it, and 1 down for John Titus. Titus struck out his first time up. Matty with the sign. Here comes a pitch, and we're going to have a defensive check, possible error check on the first baseman. And Tenney has an error rating of 13-2, and that is going to be a 1-base error. So Tenney boots that. And both teams with an E in their column. We'll see how the Phillies play this. Titus gets his lead. He's staying put. Here comes the pitch, and Sherry McGee, he's going to drive that into the outfield. It's going to be a base hit to center field, and holding at second base is Titus. So Matty, in danger of being hurt by that error. Runners on first and second, only 1 out for Kitty Bransfield. Mathewson with the pitch. Here it comes, and Bransfield takes a cut of that, drives that into left field, and that's going to be not shallow enough to get the runners across, so 2 down. And that brings up Fred Osborne. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Mathewson the pitch. And 32 off of Matty's card, and Matty has a tough card. That's going to be a ground ball down to shortstop and ranging into the hole, planting his feet, firing across the diamond is Bridwell, and that retires a side. So 1 hit, no runs, no errors as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Still looking for our first score. It's going to be Seymour, Devlin, and Shadberry. Here we go as McQuillan delivers. And 25, Seymour, ground ball down to second base, and routine play for Kanabe. Makes the sidearm throw to first, 1 down. Both pitchers on top of their games thus far. Here comes the pitch to Devlin, and Devlin drives that into right field and going back, and nice over-the-shoulder catch for Titus. And takes away a hit from Devlin, 2 down for Shadberry. Berry grounded out to third his first time up. And we are going to another defensive check and potential error on the second baseman. And at second base for the Phillies, Kanabe is an 8. Bobbles it, recovers, and makes a throw in time. So 3 up, 3 down go the Giants. As we are through 4, it's still no score in this one. What I'm doing with this, Bud, is I started with the game, set of games after the Merkle game, which was September 23rd, 1908, where Merkle forgot to touch second base, and that cost the Giants a win, which led to them ultimately finishing in a tie with the Cubs and requiring a one-game playoff. So what I'm doing, it was a 3-team pennant race between the Giants, Cubs, and Pirates. So I'm playing out all of the games for all 3 teams from September 24th to the end of the season and see if we end up with a similar or different result. And so far, things are on pace for the same result as Matty faces Sheen to start the 5th, sorry. And Sheen, that's going to be a looping fly ball into center field. Coming in hard is Seymour, and he makes the basket catch, 1 down. That brings up Doohan, and Doohan, an excellent throw to peg Buck Herzog back in the 3rd inning. Mathewson's got the sign. Here comes a pitch. 46, we're going to the ballpark, and 8, right-handed batter in the Polo grounds. That's going to be a foul ball, falling in the vast expanse of foul territory. We're going to set it up and do it again. 35, Mathewson with the screwball. That's going to be a shallow fly ball into right field, a routine play out in right for Barry. So 2 up, 2 fly balls, and 2 down. George McQuillan, the batter. McQuillan gave the ball a ride in his first at-bat, almost got a home run. Here comes the pitch, and McQuillan, 41. That is going to be a ground ball down to 3rd base, and charging that with a scoop and firing to first is Art Devlin. So 3 up, 3 down, go the Phils. We're halfway through this and still looking for our first run of the game. For the Giants in the 5th, it's going to be Bridwell, Mathewson, and top of the order, Fred Tenney. Here we go, Al Bridwell. And 46 off of Bridwell's card. We're going to the ballpark again. And 6, the left-handed hitter. 6 is going to be a foul ball. We'll do it again. That reaches the stands behind home plate. 46. And again to the ballpark. And that's going to be another foul ball. So Bridwell working a 12-pitch at bat. McQuillan kicks, delivers, 26, and against a right-hander, which he is, that's going to be a single, and that really, again, is the only splits there. And it's, again, very basic splits, doesn't factor in strikeouts or large variances. And, again, my only nitpick with the game. So a leadoff single, and Matty, he's going to try and lay down the sacrifice bunt. And Mathewson does indeed get that down, and that is going to go to the pitcher. So 1-3 on the putout, and going to second base is Bridwell. So the Giants will have a runner in scoring position and 2 chances to get him across the plate. Top of the order, Fred Tenney. Tenney, the first baseman, is 0 for 2, a pop fly and a fly out to right field. Here comes a pitch, and it's going to be a walk on 1-18, which it is. So 3rd walk of the game for McQuillan. And Giants, 2 runners on, 1 down. Herzog, the batter. 31, and that's going to be stroked into the outfield. Base hit to left, second to home. Weak advance, and average or strong, he can run on risk. So in left field is Sherry McGee, is average. And they are going to play station to station, so the sacks are loaded. McGee has a 5 assist rating, so we would need a 6 to be safe. Discretion, the better part of valor. 1 down. Roger Bresnahan a chance to bust this one open. 41. Here comes a pitch, and McQuillan is going to walk in the game's first run. His 4th of the day, and wildness has beset the Phillies starter. And Bresnahan gets the easy RBI. 1-0. Giants take the lead. Base is still loaded for Moose McCormick. No action in the Phillies bullpen yet. And McCormick, McQuillan lets up to get that across the plate. And that's going to be a drive into center field. And a fast or average runner is going to score from second base. And at second, Herzog is indeed fast. And first to third, fast runner on first, and Bresnahan is only average, so he'll stay put at second, but that's going to be a 2-run single. And the Giants now jump out to a 3-0 lead, and normally that's going to be all that Christy Mathewson needs. We'll see if he can make it hold up, as still no action in the Phillies bullpen. Here comes a pitch, 61, and swing and a miss. McQuillan comes back big with a strikeout, 2 down. 2 runners on still, and Art Devlin, the batter. Devlin has doubled and flown out to right field. Here comes a pitch. And 46, once again, we go to the ballpark. Right-handed hitter, and 20. And we are going to the 54 chart, to the wildest section. So we're going to have some chaos here. And I am using the Lewis dice roller for the 54 chart. I've got that in the back. So wildest, and we have first and second. It's going to be a line drive to the first baseman standing on the bag, a double play, and that's not going to be the case. That could have been a potential triple play, but that'll instead be a line out to third or first. So McQuillan finally out of the inning, but the Giants plate 3 runs. Do so on 3 hits, a couple of walks as we head to the 6th inning. New York 3 and Philadelphia 0. And again, that might be all Mathewson needs to get this done. So for the Phillies, it'll be Grant, Kanabe, and Titus. Matty gets a sign and kicks, delivers. That's going to be a base hit back up the middle, coming off of Mathewson's card. So Philadelphia in business. And they're going to try a little hit and run, and Kanabe is an A. So a 9, that's going to be a pop fly to shortstop, hit and run grade A, ground out to second, runners advance. So again, McGee is an A, or Kanabe is an A. So that'll be 4-3, and going to second base is Eddie Grant, runner in scoring position for John Titus. Titus today is 0 for 2. He's reached on an error, struck out. Mathewson with the pitch, and that's going to be a line drive, and 6, line drive to the shortstop. And freezing on second base is Grant. So Titus stroked that, but he hit that unfortunately right at Bridwell, who made a nice play. 2 down for Sherry McGee. Mathewson looking to get out of this inning, and we are going to have a defense check. That's going to be a range play on the third baseman. Single plus to left field, and at third base for the Giants, Devlin with a range of 11 and 5. He's going to get to that nice backhanded stop, plants his feet, fires, and just nipping McGee at first. Side is retired, so a leadoff single is stranded. We head to the bottom of the 6th, 3-0 Giants up over Philadelphia. Yeah, 54, that's one of the really nice things about this game. That really expands a variety of the results. I agree with that. That's very nicely done. I like that. I like a lot of the subtleties on the fact cards and the way the plays are described a lot of times too. A lot of good variety there. So bottom of the 6th, McQuillan facing Shad Berry, 63. And Berry, the right-handed hitter, that's going to be a ground ball down to short. So ranging behind second base is Sheen, plants his feet, throws 1 down. Now Bridwell, the batter. And Bridge today is 1 for 2, single, reached on an error and scored a run. And here comes a pitch for McQuillan, and Bridwell. It's going to be a line drive right at the third baseman, and leaving his feet a couple inches to snag that at the hot corner is Eddie Grant, 2 down. And the pitcher spot up, Matty looking to extend the inning in his own benefit, and he's going to loop that over the shortstop's head. That's going to be a 2-out single for Mathewson, and the Giants looking to tack on 1 or 2 more here in the bottom of the 6th. Top of the order for Fred Tenney. And 46 is going to go to the ballpark, and 16, left-handed hitter. 16 is going to be a foul out behind the plate, and pulling that in is the catcher doing. So side is retired. The Giants get a hit and strand Christy Mathewson at first base as we head to the top of the 7th. Still 3-0, New York in the lead, and it's going to be Bransfield, Osborne, and Sheen for the Fighting Fields. 22, and Bransfield leads it off with a single. No thought of getting anyone ready in the bullpen for the Giants. McGraw, he's going to ride Mathewson with a 3-0 lead. Fred Osborne steps up. Here comes a pitch from Matty, and Mathewson bends off a curveball. It's going to be a ground ball down to short. Runner on first base. Second base with a weak arm is not going to turn the double play, but Herzog is average. That'll be a 6-4-3 double play, and Mathewson induces the twin killing. 2 down for Dave Sheen. As Matty working on a 4-hitter up to this point. 65 and 65. That's going to be an out. And right-handed hitter, that's going to be a ground ball down to short and routine play at short for Bridwell. So leadoff single is doubled up as we head to our 7th inning stretch. And today's fun fact is going to be a little bit about life in New York circa 1908. New York at the time, at the beginning of the 20th century, combined all 5 boroughs. And at that point, they had a population of 3.5 million, which was second in the world in terms of cities, only to London, England. The one difference in New York was vaulting into the 20th century. They actually, despite having a smaller population, used 4 times the electricity that London did. And they were becoming a mecca for nightlife with Broadway in full swing, the groundbreaking of the subway. And also in 1908, for the first time in history, the New Year's Eve ball was dropped at Times Square to ring in the new year. So there you go, a little bit of the New York scene circa 1908 as the Giants look to give Matty some insurance, and it's going to be Herzog, Bresnahan, and McCormick. Here we go. And 56 is going to be a swing and a miss, a slow curve, and way out in front of that is Herzog. So McQuillan starts off the inning with a strikeout. Brings up Roger Bresnahan, who walked in our first run of the game. He's going to draw another base on balls, and the plus is going to be an automatic steal attempt. And again, behind the dish, 1-14, he's going to be safe as a -2. Just beats a throw, and Bresnahan with a stolen base. So the Giants in business again with a runner in scoring position. Bruce McCormick, the batter. Here comes the pitch, and 12. That'll be a single on a roll of 1-16, which it is. So McCormick fights that off. It's a base hit into right field. The second to home scores. And a fast runner. Oh, fast is going to be first to third. So coming in to score is Bresnahan. And McCormick now has 3 of the 4 RBIs for the Giants as they extend the lead to 4-0. Still no action in the Phillies bullpen. McQuillan gets the ball back. Here comes a pitch to Seymour. And 42, that is going to be yet another walk. So finally, down in the Philadelphia bullpen, they're going to get some action going. And towing the rubber down there is going to be Lou Ritchie, the right-hander. So runners on first and second, only 1 down. Cy Seymour, the batter. Art Devlin, the batter. Seymour on first, McCormick on second. Here comes a pitch, and 42, McQuillan in that danger zone again. He's going to walk the bases loaded. And he is reeling here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Shad Berry, he can be a hero if he gets a hold of one here. 13, it's going to be a double play if it's a ground out. And right-handed batter, ground ball down to third base. 5-4-3, and a Houdini act on the mound for McQuillan as he gets out of the inning after walking the bases loaded, but the Giants plate a run on a hit. Strand 3, we're through 7. It is 4-0, New York in the lead, and Mathewson looking strong on the hill. SDG replays, welcome, my friend. Hope you're doing well, Ken. And I love the new addition to the family, the new furry edition. And I also admire your strength. I would have ended up getting both of those, buddy. I really would have. So here we go. Top of the 8th inning, it's going to be Doohan, and 16, that's going to be an out. A ground ball down to third base, and ranging a little bit to his left to snag that with one hand is Devlin. Long throw across the diamond, and McQuillan is the batter, and we're going to have a pinch hitter. So McQuillan's day will come to an end after 7 innings. He gives up 7 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, and the wildness was his big downfall. As he walked 7 batters and struck out 3. So Richie is going to be the new pitcher for Philadelphia, and we will have a pinch hitter. Going down on the Philadelphia bench, it's going to be Mickey Doolin. So Doolin steps up, takes a few warm-up hacks. One down, Mathewson has a sign from Bresnahan. Here comes a pitch, 66, and that's going to be a hard double into the gap in left center. So the pinch hitting move pays off as Philadelphia now is in business with a runner in scoring position, 1 down. And we are back to the top of the order. Standing in is Eddie Grant, the third baseman. Here comes a pitch from Matty, 42, and Matty does not walk people. It's going to be a ground ball down to second base. So infield is not playing in. It's a fielder choice at second. A second baseman with a strong arm starts a 4-6-3 double play. And we have an average arm with Herzog, so that is going to be 4-6, and moving over to third base, or actually, I don't know why I'm looking at double play. Runners on second base. Never mind. 4-3 on the put out, and the runner goes to third. And I'm like Harry Carey drinking Budweiser's up in the booth here to miss that. 34. Here comes a pitch, and that's going to get Philadelphia on the board. That's going to be a base hit, an infield base hit, and coming in to score from third is Doolin. And Philadelphia cuts it to 4-1 on the RBI single by Kanabe. Still no action in the Giants bullpen. McGraw is staying with his ace for the duration of this one. 56, here comes a pitch, and Matty breaks off a screwball, and a big miss by Titus. Strike 3, and Philly is retired. But they get on the scoreboard. 1 run on a couple of hits, 1 left as we head to the bottom of the 8th. It is 4-1, New York in the lead. Exactly. Well, I told you we were going to get, well, my wife was going to get 1 miniature pincher, and we ended up with the last 2, brother and sister. And yes, she ended up, they were very pricey. The second one came at half price, which she somehow used to justify the purpose, but no regrets because she had to pay for it. So yeah, we're good there. Brandon Baker, welcome, buddy. Hope you're doing well. As we are talking dogs here, as the bottom of the 8th, we're ready to get underway. Bridwell facing the new pitcher for the Phillies, Richie. And I forgot to roll his stuff. We'll count that as his stuff roll. So he's going to have his A-game stuff. And 46, we are going to the park. No home run, 19. And I'll re-roll for that. 12, that is going to be a foul ball, and that'll be an F3. So Bridwell retired to start the 8th, and that brings up the pitcher spot, Christy Mathewson. Matty, he is 1 for 2 today, a single, and also has a sacrifice hit. Here comes a pitch, 35, and Richie from his A column. That's going to be a ground ball down to shortstop, and charging in to pluck that is Sheehan. Quick throw to first, and Mathewson out by 3 steps. Top of the order for Fred Tenney. Tenney today, he has walked and scored and is 0 for 3 otherwise. Here comes a pitch from Richie, 15, and that's going to do it. As to be a ground ball down to shortstop, a little bit harder. Sheen eats him up a little bit, but he recovers to make the throw, and the Giants go in order in the bottom of the 8th. We are heading to the top of the 9th, last frame. And it is going to be McGee, Bransfield, and Osborne. Last chance for the Phillies. Let's check the chat. Don't split up. Yeah, it's easy to keep a litter of 10, huh? Tabletop Time Portal has joined us. Welcome, my friend. I agree. This game has a very good flow. Cards interact nicely. And again, I know it comes with a lot of charts, but I am a big fan of the fast action cards. Definitely speeds the game up and also adds a lot of variety. So McGee facing Mathewson 13, and Mathewson jams him in tight. That's going to be a shallow fly ball into left field. Coming in hard to pluck that is McCormick. One down to start the ninth. Mathewson and the Giants 2 outs away. And again, a win here will move them into a first-place tie with the Cubs, who still have to play later today. Here comes a pitch to Bransfield, and Bransfield puts that into play. That's a line drive into center field, right at the center fielder Seymour, though. Makes almost a self-defense catch out there. 2 down, last chance for the Phillies. Fred Osborne. Osborne today is nursing an 0 for 3 day at the plate. Here comes a pitch, and that is going to do it. A ground ball down to first base. Tenney scoops it up, waves off Mathewson unassisted to the bag. 3 up, 3 down, and that is your ball game. The New York Giants, a comfortable 4-1 victory over the Philadelphia Phillies. And let's get our totals. For the Phils, it's going to be 1 run on 6 hits, 1 error. And the Giants, 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. Your winning pitcher is Christy Mathewson, and that is going to be win number 35. Hold on, let me make sure. That will be win 35 for Mathewson. He is now 35-9 on the replay, and getting the loss will be George McQuillan. And again, his wildness did him in. So the Giants doing what they have to do, and it's going to be up to the Cubs to regain that half-game lead in our next game on the channel. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. Matt, Steeler Fan 1933, appreciate it. And I will definitely be reaching out to you regarding the high school football thing. Probably Friday, if that's cool. IDJ, check out Baseball with Kirk and Kurt every Wednesday night, and a lot of fun with those guys. SDG Replays, check out that great channel as well. And our good friend Brandon Baker, a Cincinnati Reds fan extraordinaire. Tabletop Time Portal, thank you very much for joining. And our good friend B.R. Wells made it in for the most important part, the Giants' victory celebration. So that's going to be it from the Polo grounds. And this is Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming. We will see you next time. And a couple of things. If you're on the Glory Days Boxing Facebook page and you have the game, we're having a contest. We're having Mickey Ward and Arturo Gotti. We've already had 1 fight with Glory Days Boxing to go with their 3 real-life fights. They're tied at 2. This will be fight number 5, and whoever gets closest with a prediction will win the next Glory Days Boxing set free, which will be a mixed supplemental set with junior weight classes and 20 mostly active fighters, as well as a few historical fighters that were not in the game up to this point. So check that out. Enter the contest if you have the game. And also Al Red Sox fan on his channel Sunday, he and I will be having a chat/interview with former WIBA women's flyweight champion of the world, Keisha McLeod. And she's got a lot going on, a very interesting story, does a lot of stuff outside the ring, modeling and acting as well. So that should be a fun chat. So hope you make it for that. We'll see you. Have a great night, and we'll see you next time. Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming.